High-speed cubing friends. I made this video to help you get familiar with your cube. Understanding how your cube is constructed, how it can be oriented, and how it can move will be very helpful once you begin trying to solve it. So, be sure to watch this video and try some of the exercises before getting started with step 1. Before we begin, I wanted to warn everyone to please not take apart your cube. This includes pulling stickers off your cube. Please do not do that. Taking apart your cube is not required to help solve it, and putting pieces back in the wrong place can make your cube completely unsolvable. I will tell you though, that if you were to take apart your cube, the centerpiece would look kind of like the picture on the right. This image shows how the centerpieces are always in a fixed position so that certain colors are always opposite from each other. The warm colors, red and orange, are on two opposite sides. The cool colors, green and blue, are on two opposite sides. And the light colors, yellow and white, are on two opposite sides. No matter how much you mix and turn your cube, these centerpieces will always remain in the same place and never change. This is a very useful fact to keep in mind when solving your cube. If you want to quiz yourself, you can play a little game with your family members. Have them show you one face of your cube and use your knowledge of cube construction to determine what piece is on the center of the opposite side without peeking. If you see red in the center, you should know that the opposite side is going to be orange. If you see blue in the center, you should know that the opposite side is going to be green. And if you see yellow in the center, you should know that the opposite side is going to be white. Cube orientation. The way you turn and look at a cube is what we call its orientation. Any side or face of the cube can be called any of the orientations depending how you have the cube positioned in relation to your body. The two orientations that are most commonly confused are the front and the top. The side of the cube that faces your body is called the front. The side of the cube that you see when you're looking down is called the top. If you're following directions for an algorithm and things aren't coming out the way you expect them to, check your cube orientation to make sure you've been moving the correct faces. Keep in mind that when we first begin learning algorithms, I'm going to ask you to orient the face with a white center towards the top. Continuing with cube orientation, we also have names for the different rows on the front of the cube. The top row is called the head, the middle row is called the belt, and the bottom row is called the feet. It might help to imagine your cube as a person when you turn each of the different rows. Speaking of turning your cube, each of the 3 rows can move left and right. And your 3 columns, including the left and right, can move up and down. Finally, the different faces of your cube can also move clockwise or counterclockwise. Clockwise means that it's moving in the same direction that the hands of a clock do. Counterclockwise means it's moving in the opposite direction from the way that a clock should move. Now that you know a little bit about the anatomy of your cube, I want you to practice following directions from a family member as they tell you which orientation to face and which direction to turn. If you don't have another person to practice with, listen to the audio cues I recorded on our class website and practice trying to follow my directions. When you're done, Visit our club's Flipgrid page and show us your fancy new moves as you say them out loud. Happy cubing!